Okay, this is part 4 of the quotes from Brian Tracy. Some quotes about selling. He says, "A person will not buy from you until he trusts you completely. All relationships are based on trust. The most important word in sales is credibility. If you want to sell better, you need to raise your credibility." Okay, Brian Tracy on achievement. The more mistakes you make, the faster you progress. A person who does not make mistakes is a person who does not make anything. So one of the reasons I would mention that too is, for example, I was a wrestler in high school and college, and the fastest way for a guy to get better was to compete in all the off-season tournaments. There's tournaments, regular seasons in the winter, but there's tournaments in the springtime and the summer, and you want to go in as many of those tournaments as you can. Because the guys who go in those tournaments, they get way better faster. And all the mistakes you make in those competitions that nobody cares about in the spring and the summer, then you show up in the regular season and you don't make them anymore. Okay, Brian Tracy. Top performers have a sense of urgency about them. Do it now. Do it now. Deadlines are important because they increase motivation for your goals. It's good to consciously try to make yourself speed up some of your routine tasks. Good to clean up your desk. Doctors are the most respected persons in society because they are highly educated and have a long-term perspective. Doctors are highly educated in terms of jumping through hoops, but most of what they learn is like a waste of time. They don't really learn about health and disease. That's a fact. They study physics and calculus in college. That's irrelevant to health. They don't learn nutrition, toxicology, epidemiology. Those are the most important things for health. Okay, anyways. Let's get to, he's got some comments on learning a language. He says, it takes an English speaker about 1,000 hours to learn a Romance language. They told me I would do well in Germany if I could learn German. So I learned German, and I've got several books in German. Most people achieve their greatest success one step beyond what looked like their greatest failure. There's some truth in that. You have to have a sense that you have the potential for success in something. Since the quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life, you need to become a skilled thinker if you wish to reach your potential. Structure your goals as questions. Write down 20 ways to achieve a goal. Use the Socratic method. The more questions you ask of another person and listen closely to the answers, the more they will like you. Well, it's a compliment that you want somebody's advice. The greatest gift you can give to others is the gift of unconditional love and acceptance. Yeah, my mom was real helpful to me, always giving me support, even when other people wouldn't, and that was valuable to me. Okay, a good way to assess a relationship is laughter. If you laugh often and easily when in the company of another person, that's a good sign. Yeah, if you could laugh when you're around somebody, that suggests they're really your friend, because somebody who's not really your friend, you always have to be, on your toes, not to say something that's going to offend them. And it's a pain in the ass having to be careful about what you say all the time. How much two people laugh together is the surest sign of how well things are going. When a relationship is truly happy, people laugh a lot when they are together. I think there's truth in that, in the sense that the people who I really like, we are comfortable. We can just talk to each other and laugh and crack up. Versus the people who I don't like so much, they always make me feel I can't speak openly. It's like, let me frickin' talk. It's no fun to not be allowed to talk. Happiness has been defined as the progressive realization of a worldly goal. I think that's a pretty good definition. You're working towards something good. You feel good about what you're doing with your time. You can only be happy when you're working step by step towards something that's important to you. To perform at your best, you need to know who you are and why you think and feel the way you do. I think what happens is when you know who you are and what you want to do, your goals are clear, then your subconscious mind is aligned with your conscious mind, and you can just go full out. Versus if you're not fully certain, then you're pulling back and you're questioning and you're wondering, and you don't ramp up your efforts enough to have top-level success. Okay, Brian Tracy continues. The law of belief says that whatever you believe with feeling becomes your reality. If you absolutely believe that you are meant to be a great success in life, then you will continue to press towards your goals. Yeah, I think that's a big part of confidence and self-esteem is you have to believe you can do it to be motivated to make the effort. Because, people ask me about raising IQ. I think the main reason most people don't ever raise their IQ is because they don't try to. They believe it's hopeless. But if you believe all this effort can pay off, then you make the effort and you do raise your IQ. Like all you got to do is read a lot. Anybody who reads a lot, you're always swimming in words. You become better at words. Well, you use words to think, you use words to talk, you use words to write. And if you can think, talk, and write better, then your IQ has increased. So it's kind of obvious. Okay. There's a direct relationship between how well you do anything and your self-concept in that area. You perform as well as you believe yourself capable of performing. Your self-ideal is the ideal description of the person you would most like to be in every respect. The ideal image exerts a powerful influence on your behavior and on the way you think about yourself. It is your version of what the perfect person should be. The second part of your self-concept is your self-image. Your self-image is the way you see yourself and the way you think about yourself as you go through your daily activities. The third part of your self-concept is your self-esteem. Your self-esteem is how you feel about yourself. So anyways, this all sounds a lot like Maxwell Maltz. Maxwell Maltz was a plastic surgeon who wrote about how a patient's self-image pretty much determines how their life goes. And I think that's true to a large extent. And, Thomas Schaus said, self-esteem is the fuel that your engine of life runs on, okay? So you need it in order to make the efforts to do stuff. Okay. Like, why do I have the energy to rewrite the textbooks of health, internal medicine textbooks, neurology textbooks, and medical books on a bunch of other subjects? Because I know I'm right. How do I know I'm right? Because I've read all the papers related to those subjects, and I know I'm right. So that gives me the energy to do it. If you ask the regular doctor why they don't write a book, even the really high IQ guys, because I know lots of real high IQ guys, top 10% in the med school class, almost none of them ever write a book. And the reason is all they ever read is conventional medical journals and conventional medical textbooks. And if all you know is the conventional stuff, well, it's already been written, the conventional stuff. So you don't have any reason to write a new book because all you know is the stuff that's already been established. And that quite often is incorrect. Okay, the best measure of self-esteem is how much you like yourself. The more you like yourself, the better you will do at everything you put your mind to. Liking yourself is very healthy. The more you like yourself and respect yourself, the better you perform in everything you do. You are more relaxed and more positive. You are more confident. Like I would sometimes be getting myself psyched up to do something, whatever it might be, to write a book or to have a good workout or something, whatever. And I would sometimes talk to myself. I'd walk around in circles, kind of getting warmed up in the house, and I'd say to myself things like, you could do it, you could do it. And I would usually be alone when I was doing that. But sometimes, one of my kids would walk by and they go, what are you doing? You're talking to yourself. I go, yeah, because it motivates me. Anyways, you can never like or love anyone else more than you like or love yourself. He says, your own level of self-liking and self-acceptance is a control valve on the quality of your human relationships. Whenever you give someone feedback, constructive criticism, you must protect the individual's self-esteem at all costs. So yeah, basically, if you have to criticize somebody about something, what you should do is first compliment them on the things they're doing right, and then gently mention the thing you'd like them to improve. So that way they know, you appreciate their good points and you're not just being mean to them. Anyways, hope you found that helpful.